Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to play as a democracy in Rise of Nations for starter players. So when you look into a match, I highly suggest you pick Japan, as it's quite a fun country to play. It's also quite friendly with how much money you can make. So when you first load in, it'll look like this. Okay, look quite plain. What you want to do is you click E. You can go to your country. You see all this: corruption, war exhaust, political power, and stability. So a democracy is an ideology which main countries like United States and Japan, India, they use those. So what's the good thing about democracy? It gives a lot of money. As you can see here, it gives a lot of money. But the bad thing is, when I go to war, my stability decreases, and that's not good, because when your stability decreases, your country starts falling apart. It'll start making you lose money. As you can see from the effects at the bottom, it makes you lose money, manpower, unrest, political power, gain, base political leader XP, and investment ability. So that's a very bad thing. So yeah, be careful when you go to war. Make sure it doesn't go below 50%, maybe 48%, that's fine. Okay, so when you load in, you're gonna go on to policies here. You're gonna scroll down, oh my bad, scroll to economy. We will pick two. First is improve infrastructure. They'll give us all these buffs, really good. And then we get tax reform. It's only for democracy. It'll give us a 25% more money buff. So next we go to our technology tab. First off, we want to research on our tech, our advanced supercomputers, artificial intelligence, and research improvements. After that, or maybe halfway, you can go to economy, and then we can finish this, electronic payments and digital currency. This will make it that we earn a lot of money. That's really good. So when you're democracy, you don't want to be using soldiers, because that will give you war exhaust if you die. A lot of war exhaust if your soldiers die in battle. It will make sure your war exhaust doesn't get too high, because the effects are very severe. Manpower increase, gets deducted, tax income, and rest, stability, change, rebel activity. That's very bad, because that will give you corruption, and we don't want corruption. That's a very bad thing, because corruption makes you lose all these, gain all these negative effects, which is a lot. So yeah, we do not want that. So after we put on our forms, infantry, you can keep it first. Go to E, click E again, click military, click documents, land. I highly suggest going maneuver warfare, armored fist, combined bombardment, and then steel division. It's really good. If you are a better player and you know how to use your troops more, specialization can work, or static lines, but I highly suggest maneuver warfare, because maneuver warfare is not infantry, it's tanks, so it reduces the amount of war exhaust you gain when they die. So on to the next one, which you do quite often. It will be trades. You can see here, you need items to make stuff in factories. So each game, usually you need 2 motor factories, 2 fertilization factories, 2 steel manufacture factories, 2 electronic factories, and around 3 or more civilian factories. In Japan, you just need 2 civilian factories, that's it, but you can make more on the way. Next, you need your materials. 7 phosphates, 4 tungsten. You can always get more if you need. You will need 8 iron, and you need around 5 or to 6 gold. Copper, you just need 4, and that's pretty much it. You can get extra of each items if you are making more factories to sell to people, or you need more because you gain more land and you need to produce more. So maneuver warfare, you need oil. So I highly suggest you buy some oil, around 20, because that will really help you when you go to war and you lose oil. When you use your stuff, it will use oil. Same with ships, it will use oil. So you need those. So now, tank research. When you go on to attacking, you don't want to research in, for example, you don't research in infantry, because we're not going to be using humans, we're going to be using tanks. So tanks will improve the tank. Then what I like to do is I max this out. I like maxing my projection design because it gives more money, attack, but it also makes it more expensive to maintain. Means tanks will cost more to maintain. For example, let me show you my military. 500,000 soldiers man, it costs 1.1 million upkeep. So it costs quite a lot of money if you have more. Tanks also cost more money. Yeah. So we shall research this in your game. After you, I highly suggest maxing your supercomputers first before doing any of those, because research really helps you. So now down to economic loss. What I like to do is I like to max out my government spending, my educational spending. I like it to put around half to full. If you can do full, do full. Research spending, not too much, around like 3 or 4. After the update, it changed quite a lot of stuff. When you go into war, what you want to do is to max this out, and you want to put this halfway. This will make you sure that you lose war exhaustion in really good. Rebel suppression, if they take over your capital, that's really good. So what this does, military spending, it makes you do more damage. So basically, if I attack someone and they have, for example, their military spending to like normal, mine will win because mine will be stronger and better. Next, military groups. You want to just create a military group, a random military group, and go to recruit leaders. You see here, cost 300 military power to recruit. Every leader is 300 military power. So you use what you want. If, for example, if your opponent likes to have a lot of bunkers, you can have the bunker buster here. You use a lot of artillery, you can use artillery leader. Then tank. So this is what you will be wanting to go for. Usually Panzer Commander, really good. It gives your tanks a lot of good buffs. Next, when you click on your soldier, you see start training. Okay, you do not click on start training, because if you do that, it just makes it train. You want to right click it, and then you can see all this. Okay, what this does is that, you see here, if I scroll on my mouse, it will be hilly, mountainous, arid, jungle. So what it does is, when you put it to, like, for example, jungle, it makes the soldier way better in jungle areas rather than mountain. If I'm attacking in mountain, I will go with mountain. Winter, around here, mostly in Europe, winter. There, in around this area is mostly arid. Yeah, so basically that's what it does. Now, basically, you're pretty much done. So, but what I suggest is, when you play Japan, you want to quickly get Taiwan and South Korea. But getting Taiwan puts a high risk that China will attack you to do his formation. So I highly suggest focusing on your country, working on a naval attack, because naval attack doesn't really give you any war exhaust. It's basically just a unit you can throw into battle without worrying much about your war exhaust. So yes, this is how to play Japan and democratic countries. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.